Hello people that know how's it doing? Today I'm finally talking about this. It was done in OT. It was talked about in OT. It was talked about on the news yesterday. About dropouts. Every year there's 5,000 or something dropouts in secondary school in Ireland. That's a lot of young people drop out of school. And obviously, there's a good lot dropping out because of stress and anxiety. I was nearly one of them, to be honest. I'm not going to lie to people. I considered dropping out at one stage because how stressed I was. That was last year because I was devastatingly stressed. And I was advised to be honest with you, to drop out. I was advised by the doctors to drop out, but I said to keep going, keep fighting on. And you know what, I've said this millions of times. I'm sure the local TDs in Cavan and the local senators and the local county councillors will understand because I've said it so many times to them. Like, it's the most biggest thing. This is the meat, and I might as well say this is the meat of my life. That's the word that we use on Cavan. That means it's the core thing of your life. And this thing really, really does mean a lot to me. And it's always about mental health and suicide prevention and, well-being, in other words. And in schools, especially national schools and secondary schools. And, I'm always pushing the limits to what I can do and how much I can push the Department of Education. But simply don't understand. Like, they have this program where they're trying to get people to go to school for the whole month, and it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I've said to them so many times, this is not going to, like, people who have anxiety and depression. The system that's in Ireland at the moment of time, the Leaving Cert applied system, in my opinion, and I'm sure a lot of people would say the same, is ridiculous. I'm sure that people know this TY, and that's fair enough. But, as they say in Finland, Finland, the country over in we should take a lot of inspiration from. A test, when you're leaving something your junior source is only a piece of paper. And that's right, and I think they are deadly right. And the way I've said it so many times to them, I said it so many times to ministers in Dáil and I've sent many letters about it. Actually, I sent many emails about it. Got a few responses, very small detail. Nothing really cared much about it because it was because as they say they want to put the money, put it on just big buildings in Dublin and put it towards the welfare of the people of Ireland, the young people of Ireland. But you know what, we can't blame them. Sure, well, they have to get their money somehow. The TDs and the dog, they have to cut back on something. Sure, but the system that's in Ireland at the moment of the time, like in Finland, they say a piece of paper. It's only a piece of paper. If you do have tests, it's only a piece of paper. It doesn't mean anything. And that's something that we should get to understand in this country. There's only paper. Education's only paper. Simple as that. You get your paper, you get your certificates for this, you get your qualifications on paper. It doesn't show, you could have 50 million certificates, right? You can have a certificate for everything in the audience, right? And at the end of the day, you could be a mean person. You could be a person who just doesn't, get along with people. It's what I mean is they should focus on, educating, trying to, help as many people as they can, especially people with dyslexia and autism and everything like that. They're trying to help them put, instead of worrying about getting them, like teachers, the majority of teachers just want to get through the courses and don't really care if they learn yes or no. That's the way it's in this country. And I just really would love to see, and I really, really hope this is one of the things I really hope before I die I would see in this country. I will really, really hope that there will be a well-being school system. And, because at the moment the time there is well-being in the curriculum, obviously. But it's, it's not to my standards, I suppose you could say. And, we have huge suicide rates in this country. And as I said to one minister a few weeks ago, I really got very tick with it. Because it was very tick, because the way they were forward to it was like numbers. Like, the people were nothing. They were just numbers. Like, they were literally putting them out like numbers. Like, this person, and I was sick. I was sick to my stomach. How they just pulled it off as numbers. Like, it's literally like they were counting their paycheck. That's as simple as that. I mean, it's just sick. It's just really, let's be honest, it's sick. That's a sick way of taking. But it is, it is the way some people do look at it, which is really, really sad. But there's so many people, young people I know who are not here now at the moment in time, who should be here. And if the education system was any good in this country, Because let's be honest, it's just a money scam for Ireland. It's just a money scam for the government of Ireland to get their little pocket money from the people trying to get, trying to send their children to school, trying to get an education. And you know what, the government it's just like, we don't care. And it's just, in Finland they have the white system, enjoy yourself. Of course, enjoy yourself at school. You only get, that's to say, your school time is supposed to be the best time of your life. Enjoy yourself. You learn as much as you can. Don't put pressure on yourself. And the first thing they teach you over there, I'm sure, is to mind yourself. To take care of yourself, your health and your well-being. In this country, they couldn't care less. As long as they got through the curriculum, the schools couldn't care less. And I might as well be honest, and the Department of Education couldn't care less. And if the Department of Education have a problem with me saying that, we can always talk to me about it, because I have huge amount of reforms I want to bring into the Department of Education. So believe me, they'd be afraid of me if they had to come up to me, because I have huge ideas in my head for, mental health reforms and the Department of Education. So believe me, they don't want to challenge me. They don't want to challenge me, because believe me, I've read through it, and that's why I'm so, so firmly, like, that's the biggest thing. I'm firmly, like, I have, everything I have the total, I have the total, I don't know how you put it, but I have total backings in this, I suppose you could say. Because, mental health is important. Our health and our well-being is important. As I said so many times, I've said it throughout my whole career on YouTube. Your health is your wealth. Like, you could have all the money in the world, you could have all the fame in the world, you could have all the friends in the world. But if you don't have your health, you have nothing. Simple as that. You don't have anything. I make my case.